Have you noticed that when the Lord wants to get something through to us, He brings the message over and over and from several directions at once? Well, He's been doing just that with me. And what He's been emphasizing is the importance of telling our stories in the church and with our family and with our friends. And in particular, it's important to tell what we've seen the Lord do. So with that in mind, we showed a video Sunday with Peaches Smith telling how the Lord had healed her leg. And now here's Jane Harler's story about how the Lord healed her heart. Enjoy. I heard recently that Jane Harler had quite a story to tell about how God worked in a healing way in her life. It was all the way last spring, but I just recently heard about it and tracked her down to see if we could hear for the larger church what had happened. So Jane, tell us how this all got started.
Well, last year in the mid-May, we had a memorial service, and it was only a few of us there to help with serving, cleaning up, and etc. So I got really fatigued, more so than I usually do, and I just thought it was from the extra work. But when I got in the car, I just felt like more fatigued than ever, and my heart, I could tell, didn't seem normal. So I thought, well, I'm going to go home and take my blood pressure. So when I went home and took my blood pressure, I had this cup that also tells about if your heart is regular or not regular. My blood pressure was very wacky, and it showed that I had an irregular heartbeat.
Uh-oh. I've had that myself, so I know how that
Yes.
feels.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you mentioned to me that your husband, Johnny, the doctor, was not home. Is
No,
that right?
he was not home that weekend. He worked the whole weekend and would not be home until Monday morning.
And he checked you when he got home.
Yes. When he got home, he got his stethoscope out and listened to my heart, and immediately felt like I needed to see my internist.
Good.
So I went and got an EKG from him, and they immediately said I was in AFib.
Your upper heart was beating irregularly.
Irregularly.
Okay.
And
they went on to the cardiologist.
Yes,
is that right?
Yes, they had me go within an hour at the cardiologist, who did a repeat, and it was AFib, and he gave me a couple of options.
Okay, and you chose one of those.
Yes, the one with medication instead of the one where my heart would have been shocked.
Okay, I got that.
Yes.
Now that was Monday.
Right.
And then you mentioned what happened on Tuesday. Let's tell the folks what happened Tuesday.
Well, on Tuesday, to back up a little bit though, I was supposed to start some kind of medication. I do not know the name of it. That was supposed to get my heart back into regular, hoping to within a week, but I could not take that until Wednesday. Tuesday, I did go to my Bible study, and the first person I ran into was Sarah Marsh. And she said, Jane, I saw the prayer request that you had AFib, and I really am led to want to pray for you and have the ladies lay hands on you and lift you up in prayer for healing. And I says, well, I would love that. So that's exactly what they did.
Excellent.
And so while all the ladies laid hands, and Sarah really was praying, and I could just feel the prayers being lifted up, and my husband walked in, I could feel his hand on my shoulder, and he started praying, and by the time the prayer was over, I just felt like I just knew my heart was back in regular rhythm.
Okay.
But then my husband reached over, took my pulse, and sure enough, he whispered in my ear and says, Jane, I think it's back in regular rhythm.
Wow.
And I wasn't surprised at all.
Okay.
Because I felt like during the prayer, something happened, but I can't explain it.
So you then went to the doctor and had it confirmed?
Yes. So
okay.
We went to the cardiologist, who gave me a repeat EKG, and sure enough, he says, you're out of AFib. And I have not been back in it since.
Excellent. From May till now February.
Yes.
Yay.
Yay.
That's exciting.
Yes. All because Sarah listened to the Lord, leading her to pray for me, and
the right time.
Yes.
And the day before the treatment began.
Right. Yes.
That's cool.
So I had not started that medication, so it was all prayer.
Very good. Well, thank you for sharing that story. That'll
You're
be
welcome.
an encouragement.